Let's talk about constitutional dictatorship. Constitutional dictatorship is a form of government in which dictatorial powers are exercised during an emergency. The dictator is not absolute, and the dictator's authority remains limited by the Constitution. The Roman Republic made provision for a dictator who could govern unchecked for a stipulated period of time. Unlike the magistrates, a dictator was not subject to review of his actions at the conclusion of his term. Abraham Lincoln, President of the United States during the American Civil War, exercised extraordinary powers to preserve the Union. Lincoln's dictatorial actions included directly ordering the arrest and detention of dissenters and suspension of the right of writs of habeas corpus. However, Lincoln remained subject to congressional oversight, judicial review, and periodic elections. The Weimar Republic, which succeeded Imperial Germany after the First World War, adopted a constitutional provision that expressly enabled the president to rule by decree without consultation with the legislative branch. That provision was used by Chancellor Hitler to consolidate his powers upon his selection by President Hindenburg. Now, under President Franklin D. Roosevelt, also had exercised extraordinary powers in response to the Great Depression and the Second World War. Roosevelt's actions included violating the United States Constitution's contract clause, the closing of banks, and a moratorium on foreclosures. Later, meeting a perceived threat by Japanese nationals and Japanese Americans, Roosevelt ordered their relocations to intermittent camps. In the 21st century, John Yoo, attorney and legal theorist, had offered a theory of unitary executive for massive authority of the United States president in his capacity as commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Yoo provided intellectual foundation for many of the actions undertaken by George W. Bush administration in the aftermath of the attacks of September 11, 2001.